Hello again, my name is Rodney Reynolds and welcome to another video review. Today I will be looking at the Lian PC-6089A case. At the front of the case you have this very cool door. It closes via magnets. There's one on the top and there's one on the bottom, and you can see here it works quite well. This door can actually be very easily removed. You just pull up on this edge, pull it out, and the door is removed. If, for instance, you're transporting it and you don't want the door to be opening and possibly cracking off, then just remove it, and that would make it much safer, certainly in transportation. Also on the front of this case, you have these two long blue LED lights. I'll show you how they work and look a little later on. Also, we have 4 5¼ bays, 3 3½ bays. Right here is the power button. This is the reset button. You have 2 LED lights, one for the power as well as hard drive activity. And also there's a switch which is on the outside of the case for the 2 fans that pull in air from the bottom of the case here at the front. You have low, medium, and high setting. And right here at the very bottom are 2 USB2 ports. At the very top of the case, they have included an exhaust fan, and what this does is really port all of that hot, trapped air that's at the top inside of your case right out. With this product as well, you will notice that they've included a window. Now, first, when you get this case, it will not look like this, but rather look something like this. They've included an aluminum plate, and this is really for privacy. Or if you really like the look of it, you can leave it in. If you don't, then just take it out, just unscrew it, and it will then look something like this. You'll notice there's a pattern on this window. It's blue, larger squares right here going to smaller squares in the center, and this part right here is completely clear. Now, if you don't like the look of this particular pattern on the plexiglass, not to worry. Don't let the style on this window deter you from buying this case, because what you can do is very easily get a piece of plexiglass. You can really do anything to that piece you want and remove this, measure up the new piece, then screw it back in. It is extremely simple to do. This is the intake for those 2 fans at the very bottom front of the case. Most older Lian cases had the intakes at the very, very front, and to be honest, that was a better design in my mind because it could intake more air than this little area right here. This can be removed, and there's a grill inside of here which can be cleaned. At the back of the case here at the very top is where the power supply gets installed. Now, how the power supply gets installed into this case is like so. You remove this plate here on the back of the case. You then take this plate, mount it onto your power supply, bring the whole thing back into the case, and go ahead, use the thumb screws to screw it back in. One thing of warning here though is that if you have a power supply that has an extra fan at the bottom, you're possibly going to have to remove the grill on the power supply to get this back in, because it is a very tight fit when you're trying to slide a power supply in that does have a fan on the bottom. Also at the back of the case we have another fan which ports all that hot air out of the case. With all Lian cases, thumb screws are a theme, and they're fantastic because they make removing anything that has a thumb screw on it very quick and simple. You will also notice a couple of security tabs here where you can install locks on, one for the side panel as well as one for the motherboard. Inside the case are these 2 USB connections which plug directly into your motherboard. These go to the front of the case, and again they are USB 2. This here is for connecting directly into your motherboard as well for things like the speaker, the hard drive LEDs, the power, the reset, and so on. Something also that's common throughout most Lian cases is a removable hard drive rack. You just remove a couple of thumb screws right here, and once you have done so, you can just simply take out and remove all of your hard drives like so. It's very simple to slide out as well as slide back. Now, also you will notice that inside of here are those two intake fans, and again, they do not intake from the front, but rather from the bottom. This case also has a removable motherboard tray, which in my mind is very crucial to have, because you can remove the tray like so from the case, bring it to wherever you have to install the motherboard or do whatever you have to do on that tray and bring it right back, so you don't have to be carrying the case all over the place. Now, to remove this motherboard tray, it's very simple to do. There's actually 4 thumb screws in the back of the case. Just remove those, and it's very, very simple to slip that tray in and out. As I mentioned earlier, there are 2 blue LED lights on the front of this case, and they're very easy to connect, because you will be connecting those 2 fans here on the front of the case anyway, and once you do that via this Molex connector, plugging it directly into your power supply, this supplies power to both the fans as well as those lights. And when connected, they give you this effect. This case is really no different from any other Lian product on the market. Very high quality, very good performance. It's light. And also with this one, of course, you have the window, you have the door in the front, and also you have that exhaust fan at the top. Overall, this is a kick-ass product. Again, my name is Rodney Reynolds, and this has been another video review. Be sure to check back very soon. I will have a brand new one for you then. Also, be sure to pop into my website at www.3dgameman.com. And when you're there, you can go in and register if you haven't already. Registration is completely free. You can leave your own suggestions and comments, and you can read about all kinds of information about all the products I video review. Until the next time, take care.